The heck? Okay, that feels very strange.
He said this is a setup.
What you doing? Hey! Hey! Come in!
How is it set up?
He won't come in. He said I was set up.
That's perfect.
Go over there, Toby. Go over there.
Ready? This is long, but it's funny. Okay. On April 12, 1993, exactly 17 years ago today, Danny Page asked Wendy Blythe to be his girlfriend. I'm not going to cry, I promise. I only had the nerve to say yes because we were on the phone. I could have never said yes to his face. Of course, he knew that about me by that point. We were 17 with hot bodies, lots of money, time, freedom, and hair. My, how times have changed. 17 is a prime number. In speech, the numbers 17 and 70 are often confused because they sound similar. When carefully enunciated, they differ with the syllable is stressed, 17 versus 70. The number 17 is significant in pure mathematics as well as in applied sciences, law, music, religion, sports, and other cultural phenomena. Group 17 of the periodic table are the halogens. In some states, 17 is the age of consent. In the United States, it's at the age at which one can enlist in the armed forces without parental permission. 17 is the song recorded by Rick James in the album Reflections. 17 was the original name of the Beatles song, I Saw Her Standing There, which begins with the lyric, well, she was just 17 if you know what I mean. All Summer Long by Kid Rock features the line, she was 17 but she was far from in between. Strawberry Wine by Deanna Carter features the line, strawberry wine, 17, the hot July moon saw everything. The title of 17 is a magazine. The number of the New York Giants wide receiver is Plaxico Burress. The number of New York Jets wide receiver, Braylon Edwards. Other players, Phillip Rivers, Jake Delhomme, Jason Campbell. The number of NBA championships won by the Boston Celtics, and the number of Ken Griffey Jr. while playing for the Chicago White Sox. 17 is described at MIT as the least random number. In a study where respondents were asked to choose a random number from 1 to 20, 17 was the most common choice. 17 is the number of laws of the game of association football. The number of guns in a 17-gun salute of the U.S. Army, Air Force, and Marine Corps generals, and Navy and Coast Guard admirals. It's a mild swear word in Swedish. Its origin is debated and commonly used as Sjöjungen ox, 17-2. It can roughly be translated to darn. It is, of course, also used for the number 17, 16 darn 18. The maximum number of strokes in a Chinese radical, the number of syllables in a haiku. The Nordic countries of the 17th day of the year is considered the heart of winter. The designation of United States Interstate 17, a freeway in Arizona. The designation of U.S. Route 17, a highway that runs from Virginia to Florida. I bet your daddy knew that. In Italian culture, the number 17 is considered unlucky. And some species of cicadas have life cycle of 17 years. It's the number to call the police when in France, and the number that symbolizes the soul. In Romans 8, 35 and 39, it lists 17 things that can't separate us from the love of God. Who shall separate us from the love of God? Shall tribulation, distress, persecution, famine, nakedness, peril, sword? It's written for thy sake, we are killed all day long, or are counted as sheep for the slaughter. Nay, in all these things we are more than conquerors to him that loved us, for I am persuaded that neither death, nor life, nor angels, nor principalities, nor things present, nor things to come, nor powers, nor height, nor depth, nor any other creature, 17, shall be able to separate us from the love of God, which is in Christ Jesus our Lord. That ends my 17th info. Here's the April 12th info. April 12th birthed us David Letterman, Vince Gill, John Hayden, Ed O'Neill, Tom Clancy, Shannon Daughtry, and Claire Danes, just to name a few. The catcher of the Harvard baseball team, James Team, wore a modified fencing mask behind the plate, making it the first time a catcher's mask was used during a game. Actress Lisa Bonet filed for divorce from Lenny Kravitz. Stupid. Bill Haley in the comments reported rock around the clock. Jesse James in his game robbed a bank in Columbia, Kentucky, killing one and stealing $1,500. Texas became a U.S. territory. American Civil War began with Confederate forces firing on Fort Sumter in the harbor of Charleston, South Carolina. I bet your daddy knew that one.
I didn't.
U.S. President Franklin D. Roosevelt, Delano, whatever. I bet your daddy knew that too. Dies while in office, and Vice President Harry Truman is sworn in as 33rd president. The polio vaccine developed by Jonas Salk was declared safe and effective. Yuri Gagarin becomes the first human to travel into outer space. President Bill Clinton is cited for contempt of court for giving intentionally false statements in a sexual harassment civil lawsuit. Josephine Baker, boxer Joe Louis, Boxcar Willie all died on this day in history. And ironically, in a combo of April 12 and 17 years, and oddly enough, an electrical item, GE announced today on April 12, 2010, that their new LED light bulb lasts 17 years. Okay, we've come 17 years through fights with thrown cassette tapes, kicked walls, slammed doors, screaming down the street, ripping kids out of each other's arms, threats of violence, gritted teeth, jumping out of cars at red lights, through miscarriage, epilepsy, unspeakable things done to our children, a cancer scare, a horrible biopsy, blood clots, infections galore, lice, the golf cart incident, a couple of TVs falling, one to Gigi's head and one to Katie's screaming horror of explosions.
What?
Through Pete, Magic, Rocky, Buddy, and countless other pets, including Omelette, the vicious rooster. Through the Festiva, the 51 van, the little STN with a piece of wood making a bench in the back of the cab for our 4 children while I held a baby. The Pitmobile with fuzzy dice that David loved. Countless other mop and flop specials. Through financial covers, through financial troubles, crying in food stamp offices because we didn't have food, losing everything, homelessness, bankruptcy, bumping Mama from her own bed, and the shame that comes with all those poor financial decisions. Through losing David, and Nanny, and Nano, and Luffy, and many others. Through sin, and trying to achieve the unattainable perfection. Legalism, isolating ourselves from healthy relationships because they weren't a part of it. No short haircuts, no TV, no doctors, no pants, no shorts, no this, no that. No healthy love and acceptance. Through attempts to tear us apart, throw us aside, shut us up, throw us out. Finally, to being on our own for 5 years. Learning how to argue, getting mad and getting over it. Learning to grieve the loss of our 2 babies. Learning to manage our 6 amazingly different kids. Katie and her goofy giggle, accompanied by Toots and Drool.
Hey now, that is uncalled for.
Her love of art and photography. Toby and his animal facts and drawing ability, and his scary dance move and homemade jokes. Allie and her loud screeching laugh, her sense of style, and that sass and eye roll that she does oh so well. Silas and his speed and ability to get the job done, and his constant yearn for attention. Gigi and her loyalty and affection and snarl and her squeaky old lady voice, and broken ear and her crazy homemade backwards mullet. Ben and his bright orange hair, mouth noises and sporting ability, to finding grace, mercy, peace, financial freedom, love, acceptance, realization, forgiveness, and finally letting go. We still have lots of room to learn and grow, but we are going together and headed in a good direction.